Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. So today we are going to do the next question of our agriculture optional answer writing practice series. जो हमारे एग्रीकल्चर ऑप्शनल आंसर राइटिंग प्रैक्टिस सीरीज चल रही है उसके नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन को आज हम लोग करने वाले हैं. एंड टुडेस क्वेश्चन इज गिव एन अकाउंट ऑफ एग्रीकल्चरल प्रैक्टिसेस अफेक्टिंग सस्टेनेबिलिटी ऑफ नेचुरल रिसोर्सेस. ठीक है. सो दिस क्वेश्चन वाज आस्क्ड इन आईएफएस एग्जामिनेशन ऑफ 2023 ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर ऑप्शनल पेपर. जो एग्रीकल्चर ऑप्शनल पेपर थी आईएफएस की 2023 की, उसमें ये क्वेश्चन आ चुका है. एंड दीज टाइप्स ऑफ क्वेश्चंस आर वेरी कॉमन टू यूपीएससी. दे आस्क these types of questions in agriculture optional paper. So let's see how we approach this answer. So the question is asking about agricultural practices that are affecting sustainability of natural resources. कौन कौन सी agricultural practices हैं जो natural resources के sustainability को affect कर रही है. Okay. So first of all, what are the natural resources that are generally related to agriculture, on which agriculture is dependent? कौन कौन सी agriculture resources है जिसमें agriculture dependent है? तो first we have got soil. The most important agricultural resource is soil. बिना soil के agriculture करना is impossible currently. Okay, we all need soil. Although hydroponics आ गए हैं, hydroponics, aquaponics, different types of methods have come, but still 99% of the farmers in the world are still dependent on soil for agriculture. आप कभी भी hydroponics, aquaponics से उस तरह पे नहीं जा सकते हो. It will take a lot of time. I think centuries to convert hydroponics completely to feed the whole country. Okay. So soil is the most important resources. Secondly, we have water is also important because without water we can't irrigate our crops. और irrigation नहीं कर पाएंगे तो हम लोग कैसे ही प्रोड्यूस करेंगे, कैसे ही एग्रीकल्चर करेंगे. सो दीज आर द कॉमन मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट एग्रीकल्चरल रिसोर्सेस और मोस्ट कॉमन नेचुरल रिसोर्सेस विच ऑन विच एग्रीकल्चर डिपेंड्स. सो लेट्स सी व्हाट आर द एग्रीकल्चरल प्रैक्टिसेस अफेक्टिंग नेचुरल रिसोर्सेस. एक मैंने ओवरव्यू देने के लिए आपको ये सारी चीज बता दी कि सॉइल और वाटर पे ही ज्यादा इफेक्ट पड़ता है बैड एग्रीकल्चरल प्रैक्टिसेस का. ओके, मैक्सिमम इफेक्ट. हालांकि एयर पे भी पड़ता है बिकॉज ग्रीन हाउस गैस एमिशंस टेक्स प्लेस फ्रॉम एग्रीकल्चर व्हिच इफेक्ट्स ऑन एयर, बट द मोस्ट टू ऑन व्हिच एग्रीकल्चर इज डिपेंडेंट ऑन हाई अमाउंट इज सॉइल एंड वाटर. बिना सॉइल और वाटर के एग्रीकल्चर नहीं कर सकते हो, बिना एयर के भी नहीं कर सकते हो, बट दीज टू आर द बेसिक रिक्वायरमेंट्स ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर. ओके, द मोस्ट बेसिक इज सॉइल. So it is a very easy question. If you अगर आप देखो तो एक आसान क्वेश्चन ही था कि अनसस्टेनेबल एग्रीकल्चरल प्रैक्टिसेस को मैं बताना था. देयर आर मेनी. फर्स्ट वन इज एक्सेसिव यूज ऑफ केमिकल्स, excessive use of fertilizers, excessive use of pesticides. So these are all creating problem to soil fertility को ये सारी चीजें डिक्रीज कर रही है. They are all leading to decrease of soil fertility. Secondly, excessive use leads to leaching of these chemicals to groundwater, hence polluting the groundwater. एक्सेसिव यूज जो है ये ग्राउंड वाटर में भी लीच कर जाते हैं. एक्सेसिव यूज से ये केमिकल्स और वाटर को भी पॉल्यूट करते हैं. तो एक्सेसिव यूज ऑफ केमिकल्स इज वन अनसस्टेनेबल प्रैक्टिस. एक्सेसिव टिलेज, जो हम लोग टिलेज करते हैं अगर उसे एक्सेसिव अमाउंट में कर देते हैं, इट लीड्स टू सॉइल इरोजन. हार्ड पैन्स leads to formation of hard pans inside the soil. ठीक है, तो these are the common problems of tillage. Irrigation practices, improper irrigation practices such as जो flood irrigation हम लोग करते हैं, that is common. very improper irrigation practices, उससे क्या होता है, पहले तो water logging की problem वगैरह सब हो सकती है. But improper irrigation practices will lead to bad drainage. And bad drainage will lead to the problems of water logging. Secondly, is a flood irrigation वगैरह कर रहे हैं, it leads to water loss, it leads to soil erosion. So this is another unsustainable practice. Monocropping, that is growing a single. जैसे मान के चलो राइस कर रहे हो तो एक फील्ड में राइस या उगाते जा रहे हो, राइस. We are doing just dependent on rice so much. So what happens when you grow rice in a field for regular intervals? In every season we are just growing rice. So rice as a single crop, it will extract certain type of nutrients from the soil. ठीक है, अगर आप राइस उगाओगे तो that will extract a certain types of nutrients from the soil, and those certain types of nutrients will get deficient in the soil. Okay, so monocropping is very harmful for soil. We need to do crop rotations, we need to diversify our cropping patterns so that different types of crops are grown in our soil, and different types of crops will extract different types of nutrients. Okay, and the soil will also get time to replenish the nutrients that a single crop is getting, because यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, single crop is been planted in this season and after in next year in another season. So the time that soil gets, it replenishes the nutrients for that crop. Okay, so monocropping is another danger which we need to avoid. Slash and burn agriculture. Actually, what happens in slash and burning, we cut the forests, burn them, and on the land we do agriculture. So it is the loss of our forest resources, because for expanding our agriculture we are cutting down the forests. Secondly, what happens ki in previous times the tribals used to, the primitive persons used to do slash and burn agriculture. The cycles were very longer cycles, I think 8 to 10 years, 20 years cycles. But in the recent times, due to rise in population, the effect of population pressure, these cycles, the cycle of zooming, cycle of slash and agriculture, slash and burn agriculture has come down to 2 to 3 years, which has become very unsustainable. So previously in the older times, when the cycle used to be 20 years, 30 years, it would be better, sustainable. But in the recent times, as the cycles have come down to 2 to 3 years, क्योंकि population इतना बढ़ चुका है, तो cycles काफी कम हो चुके हैं. 2 से 3 साल की cycle हो रही है. slash आपके forest बढ़ भी नहीं रहे, हम लोग slash and burn कर दे रहे हैं. So it has become unsustainable due to rising population. So it is another problem. तो ये सब जो है कुछ common agricultural practices थे which are unsustainable. These are common agricultural practices, और काफी सारे हैं. You can add anything in this answer. कुछ भी आप प्रैक्टिस को ऐड कर सकते हो जो आपको हिसाब से अनसस्टेनेबल लगता है. As according to answer, I have written 4-5 points, I think, which are good points. And you can also add the points, and you can let us know by commenting those points. जो आप ऐड कर रहे हो, let us know by commenting those points so that we can see that you are going in the right direction or not. Secondly, I have also mentioned here some sustainable practices, because certain what UPSC will do. Suppose this was an 8 marks question of IFS. If this was be an 15 marks question, they will certainly add a second part here, also give some measures. Okay, so we should be knowing some sustainable practices. Also, we should do crop rotations. We should rotate our crops. Suppose in one season we are growing rice, another season we are growing vegetables, in another season we are growing some crops for green manuring such as dhacha, etc. So crop rotations are very good. Zero budget natural farming. Okay. Here we can do minimum tillage, conservation tillage. We need to use the resources present in our fields without going for chemical resources, which are chemical fertilizers, chemical pesticides, which are not sustainable. The zero budget natural farming, we can do organic farming, sustainable farming. In organic farming, we can use farmyard manures, organic fertilizers, etc. We can use integrated nutrient management, that is sustainably use chemicals, biological methods, organic methods. All used to be need sustainable. मतलब you need to use biological biofertilizers, organic fertilizers, chemical fertilizers, but to certain extent that they do not become unsustainable. So we need to do that also. So these are the things we need to do. IPM, integrated pest management. Instead of relying heavily on chemical pesticides, we need to approach for biological methods, use of predators, use of parasites which are harmful for those pests. Suppose BT cotton, we can approach for BT cotton for the pests of cotton bollworm. So these are the things we need to do. Micro irrigation, to avoid bad irrigation methods, we need to adopt drip irrigation practices. We need to avoid fertigation, that is fertilizer through irrigation, to enhance the fertilizer use efficiency. You can also use here in nutrient management such as neem coated urea, sulfur coated urea, nano fertilizers, so that fertilizer use efficiency also increases. So these are some of the common sustainable practices. So I hope आपको सारी चीजें समझ में आ गई होंगी. What are the unsustainable practices and what are some sustainable practices which we need to adopt in place of unsustainable practices. So I hope you understand these points. So this was simple question, आसान क्वेश्चन थी. I hope आपको अच्छे से समझ में आ गए होंगे. ऐसे आंसर्स आप खुद से भी लिखने का प्रयास करें, because it will help to enhance your answer writing skills. So that is all for today. Please do like, please do share, and please do subscribe. For any queries, do comment, and please do subscribe. It takes a lot of hard work to make these videos for you. अगर आप लाइक करोगे, शेयर करोगे, सब्सक्राइब करोगे तो काफी मोटिवेशन मिलेगा कि हम और भी ऐसे वीडियोज आप सबके लिए बना पाए। सो प्लीज डू लाइक, प्लीज डू शेयर, प्लीज डू सब्सक्राइब। दैट इज ऑल फॉर टुडे। हैव अ नाइस डे। थैंक यू।